So, we're going to start off with recognizing new members. We have a new lady today that was unable to make it at this time. She will probably show up during the next segment. But her name is, initials are LLL. Her name is Linda Louise Leach. And she's a retired interior designer, and she doesn't consider herself a real artist, but she is. She does delightful little 3D collages made out of recycled jewelry and old watches. And so she's right at the top of the stairs, and she's got a dynamic personality. You'll really enjoy her. So, and then from last month, let's see, we had a couple of new members. We had Sarah Caldwell. Sarah is an attorney who, instead of doing shift work, she's working on a special project for our gallery in lieu of that, which otherwise we wouldn't be able to afford. So she's decided that's how we're going to barter. And but I'll give you more news on that later. So that's Sarah Caldwell. She does beautiful encaustic painting. And then we have Brian Walsh downstairs. Now Brian is quite a character. He does sculpture out of recycled motorcycle parts. And the guy's he's great. He's just as salty as his work is. So he's a lot of fun.
That's true.
So even the day he brought it, he sold a piece. Didn't even have prices on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to deliver it to a couple in Palm Coast. They just loved it. So anyway, that's those are the new members. Now Mike had requested an audience with us to say goodbye. Mike has to move to Pennsylvania. He's just not ambulatory anymore after his surgery, triple bypass, and plus he has his prosthetic leg, and he's got COPD. He had MRSA in the hospital, so the poor guy's had no breaks. So he feels that he's at the age now where he has to go live with family in South Carolina because his wife is unable to give him all the care that he needs and have any semblance of a life. So I think that's a wise move. So we're really going to miss Mike. He's contributed quite a bit. So Mike, in your honor, Godspeed, buddy.
Yes.
Now, quick little report from me on the gallery progress. Wendy's done a beautiful job getting the exterior of the building finished up.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I think for all of us, this was a little bit more than we anticipated, but we're making it work. So, and we're still here. So thank you, Wendy, on your passion and your commitment to this. Cafe Vincent, we have a couple of the stages finished, and still have to get the health inspection. My fingerprints are done, and they've determined that I'm not a criminal.
Oh.
So.
Good to know.
So that'll be up and running pretty soon. It's going to be going pretty fast once that is open, once I get the person in place to run it. So things are going to change just a little bit. The landscape of our gallery is going to change just a little bit. But we'll have a lot more people, extended hours, both early and late, and so forth. So more on that later. I want to thank Tommy. He's got all the framing done on our little, what will be our gift shop with its little vaulted ceiling behind the black curtain. And so that's coming together really fast now, and that'll be also an extension to our what we're going to do. And I'd like to think that's going to be our version of Hallmark cards. So when people have a need for that, I mean, we don't even have a Hallmark in Ormond anymore. They closed it up, and we have to buy our cards at Walmart, and that's a travesty. But we'll have beautiful little cards, and your impulse things. That's the place to sell it. We'll have racks all the way around the room, and we'll advertise that on the front glass. So hopefully we'll get a lot of traffic just from the small impulse buys like that. And you can, of course, also sell your cards in your booth. Cards, small prints. Dave does a beautiful job making 8 by 10 photos of our art. Instead of doing a giclée, it's just a photo, and you sign the photo with a metallic pen. He puts it in a mat and a sleeve, ready to sell. So our wholesale price to him is only $15, and you turn around and sell it for 35 or 40. So he does a beautiful job. Okay, so exciting thing that's happened. Now, obviously, you know that the city has gifted us with pedestrian-only status out here with the alley. So it's the Cafe Vincent is open. I've got big plans to have Saturday morning artisan market, throw the doors open and let people come into the gallery and so forth. In addition to their support for that, they are marketing and advertising art wall for us. They recognize it as a legitimate entity. I designed the logo, and they have it on all their correspondence now. Everything that goes out, even with their vendors, with marketing vendors, includes our logo and mention of the art wall. So that was a major coup. And then finally, last but not least, thanks to Lisa and Wendy, getting Joe Yarborough down here. He's the superintendent for the Esplanade. He works directly for the Browns to administer their $80 million. We have formed a partnership, Galerie Elan and the Esplanade, for our section of it here to do activities out there. I've met with the activities director, and we're very excited in planning all these things. Once it's open, I mean, they're several times a week they have events out there. We're going to be doing plein air painting. I'm going to bring in a national plein air festival here. I'd like to have a week-long festival, sort of like an Art Basel a la Daytona Beach, and have all the galleries and cultural entities host the artists and shows. But that's forthcoming, and they're already talking to Paul Balaker, and they want me to work with him too in bringing the national sculpture competition down here as well to be one of the venues in there. So big plans. You know, they want it to be first class. You know, with that kind of money, they're not interested in sleaze. They're not interested in silly redneck affairs. They're interested in promoting the arts. You can see what they did with the museum, and that's probably the biggest blessing we have, is the existence of the Browns and their passion and advocacy for the arts. So that's big. That is big. So there'll be a lot of things going on. Their projected timeline is probably July, although realistically the plants are not going to be in full beautiful maturity till probably around October or so. The Rose Garden will be on this side. Right across from us is the Botanical Gardens and a water course. It's going to be natural, not a dumb little kiddie thing. It's going to be natural because they want to attract wild birds. So just imagine going out there to paint live, you know, plein air painting. I wanted to conduct classes out there, and we really will turn this into a destination, and that's their goal too. Only I haven't invested $8 million. but I am right there. I'm so excited about it. It's like a dream come true. Okay, any questions on my segment before we go into committee reports? Questions? Good, no questions. Okay, Kathy, I'll turn the floor over to you.
Sandy has me on a timer, and I asked her to.
Kathy Ertz, Community Outreach / Education. So.
Thanks, Greg. I want to say to every one of you, being a member of this co-op gallery and seeing that you all chose to be here today, thank you. Because it's your membership, all of us, that make this work, and it will work. Now, as it relates with the outreach, and I got blessed with that cap, mid-January? Greg? I got blessed, mid-January with the cap?
Yeah.
All right. So as a result, I have a wonderful group of members who decided to join the committee and have implemented their own thing. Tom Catucci and Deborah Elquist, which Greg will talk a little bit more about. What we're doing is we are going to take and put together an audio of your voice. Tom has got a background in broadcasting and everything. I heard what he did with Deborah's. It is fantastic. What's going to be nice is this particular audio of your voice that you're talking about your work. It will be relevant today. It'll be relevant 3 years from now. It'll be relevant if you decide to go to another gallery, or that you will be able to, or if you're doing an outdoor show, because of way to use that technology. Greg is working on that to make sure, because there is a little bit of tech glitch. But if any of you are interested, we can send you that audio. And 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm listening to it and I'm just dropping my jaw, because I was working in the studio and I'm going, holy moly, it really sounded good. And what's good is that Tom is going to take and do this. He's going to charge because of the amount of time that he has to put into it. But it's your product now. It'll be yours after that. The other thing, Elizabeth, she has been taking and working on the research of this building. She's been digging up all sorts of information. The thing I've asked her to do is also to do some line drawings of the building and the inside in order so that we can put that along with it. She's working on that. It's going to be a serial with a little bit of lore in there. You know, nothing wrong with lore, right? And then I tell you, I have got now, Erin's not here, but she did broach me. She's a member of the committee. She has broached me about taking and going and visiting like either children's programs or that they do to see about us outreaching to them and showcasing some of their art. I'm also thinking about veterans' homes and things like, and doing that. The other thing is a while back, I don't know if you guys can dig it out of your email, I sent you all an email asking you about what you like to do. If you have an item, something that you would like to teach, present, whatever, what area interest. The reason why I asked that is because we hadn't had an opportunity come into the gallery where somebody was looking for a presenter. Well, I said, hello, I'm the outreach person, I can help you. And she was very happy, and she told us what she needed for her group. I asked Babs to join me with this, and it was great. We were well received, we were well represented as Galerie Elan, and on top of it, they want to take classes from Babs. So now I'm also having to take and put that together. Thanks, Babs. Kayla, she came in and did that great presentation, and I'm working with her to do a follow-up on that, more hands-on and all. So if you have any interest in a presentation, in teaching a class, doing any of that, let me know. I want to get it out because that kind of exposure is going to get us known. Greg has basically said, if you want to go out, we don't have to do it here. We can go out and talk to people and all. And some of you, I happen to know from experience and having gotten the pleasure of knowing you, are very eloquent with your words. I do know this. I won't name names though. But be that as it may, this is where we're going. If you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. You know, talk to me, send me an email. Don't send me a postcard, but send me an email. Do a little text or give me a call and say, "Yo, Ertz." But I'm really happy to see this many faces that belong to this gallery here. So, be that as it may, yours truly is going to put it back and turn it over. Did I stay within my time frame?
I think.
Okay, so, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Tom, if you want to talk about your project.
Right now?
Yeah.
I warned you.
So, as you can see, this is our website, and this is what the idea is. You go to the website. I hope you've seen it. And at the top taskbar, you click on artists. Okay. Everybody has a little avatar. Whoops. Let me get that back here. Sausage fingers. I didn't ask for Facebook. Thank you very much. So click on artists. You see the avatar that everybody has. Some people, if you click on their avatar, it'll take you to a destination page. It might be their personal website. I just link your website with your avatar, both on your name and the image. If you don't have a website, give me 3 representative images. So when you click on it, there you are. Let's see what Andrina has. Nothing. Let's see. I think Susan, yeah. You click on Susan's and it goes to her Facebook page. I'm not going to let Facebook dictate my time here, but if you go to any of these, you just might see 3 representative images, okay? So I'm going to show you mine real quick, only because I have an opportunity to play with mine a little. So, and this is just what we have on the Galerie Elan website. See, so I've got my images there, a quick little bio, and there's no charge for anything like that. But to illustrate the point of what we're talking about here with Tom and what he's able to do, if you go to Debbie's and you tap on Debbie's, I put this page together for her last night just to be able to show you what customers can do. They boom, and they tap on that. Now, the glitch is not with Tom, it's with me, because I have to figure out how to incorporate an MP3 with my software. But I will, and then when I do it, it'll have her image there.
Is Deborah Elmquist. Started out with charcoal, and I love drawing. I mean, I've been a drawer my whole life as a child all the way up. Kind of desire to paint light. I'm about light. I'm about light in all aspects of my life. I love being out on my porch right when the sun is starting to go down, and that sweet light, when it just makes everything orangey, the glow, and it's almost a spiritual connection. And early morning, you get the same kind of thing. So light speaks to me, and so the paintings that I'm drawn to, whether it be my little critters or the kind of still lifes that I do, are artists who can capture the essence of light. And so that's what I try to do, and that's what I teach. Light is more than just making something light on one side and dark on the other. I tell my students the dark hold the light, so you've got to have them both. And you will see all of my still lifes, 90% of the time, have a very strong lighting effect with a dark shadow. It's called chiaroscuro. It's kind of like the old masters, if you think of Rembrandt. Strong light, strong shadow. In the still life, you will see very strong light and shadow patterns. Whether it's grapes, whether it's a picture that has a strong light on it. And it changes the whole feel of the still life. The reds will look a different kind of red under warm light or cool light. And as I said, I'm fascinated with it, and it evokes an emotional response. So what do you look at? You look at the light. Well, the animals are wonderful. You know, the animals themselves evoke a certain response. I watch people, they just start smiling, and it makes them happy. Still lifes, it takes them, I think, back to a time that feels safe, a time that resonates old world. Usually they have a home that reflects that, so they want artwork that goes with their home. So that's what's so great about Galerie Elan. I've been privileged of listening to people look at, say, one of my big pieces with the fabric coming off the table, draping down, and their comments are always about the light. It's the effect of light. I want them to know that they're buying quality, and when I say quality, that there is years of working my craft behind what they're buying, that the materials themselves are high quality, that in 10 years, it's still going to be as beautiful as it is the day that they buy it. That's important. They need to know that, so that if they want to pass it down to another generation after them, it's still going to be as beautiful. The materials, the varnish, all of that.
So that's very nice. The sound coming out of that TV is not as nice as the sound coming out of real speakers. The thing about this format is that you can take that MP3 and plug it into anything. You can plug it into your own Facebook, plug it into your own website, plug it into an Instagram for an audio file, and you have it as a file. So you can transport it anywhere you need to. So it's a very nice job. So what I'm going to figure out how to do is maybe illustrate one with a slideshow going across, so you see, different images as you listen, or or one singular painting like that, so you can kind of get the idea of what she's talking about, because it's right there illustrated right in front of your very own eyes.
Oh, that's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, and I call it in her own words, so it's an opportunity for the artist to take their phone and hit the QR code that we'll put on somebody's wall, and it can take them to any landing page. And that's real quick and easy to do too. And it can go directly there, it can go directly to an audio file, or an entire website. So Tom?
Oh, thanks. Hi.
Hi.
Many of you probably, I see you downstairs when you open doors and close doors and things like that. It's just a joy to be part of the community here. Thank you, Zuri, for your openness, your welcoming. It's been really good. I've enjoyed it. Part of this being involved, Greg has been a phenomenal inspiration for me in his visions and his dreams that are becoming a reality. That's wonderful. Kathy as well has been helping and all that. And she asked me if I wanted to be part of something, and that seemed to be a place to be. So we've been talking about what can we do to promote sales. That's the important thing, promoting sales. One of the things I've noticed, most of you know, I'm here just about 6-7 days a week. I just like the place. I have my little corner in of my little world, and I love to watch them plant their plants. They're across the street. That's wonderful. But when we have people up here on the second floor, I really enjoy introducing myself and start talking about things that are going on here. What I learned immediately, and it seems to be consistent, I usually start with what's going on with the wall with the young people's stuff, the little studio in the back for the kids, and then we start talking about other artists who are painting here and drawing and things like that. And we go right through their little studios all over the place, and we explain to them what they're doing and why they're doing it. Most of the people here that I've encountered, just from talking, and it's only strictly from talking with people that are here on the second floor, who eventually get up to the second floor, they have no idea what they're looking at. And when I start explaining to them, Deborah downstairs has these wonderful little animals on the wall. And if you look at them, they look 3D, but the reason they do is because she's fascinated with the light and the dark. And once you start doing it a certain way, all these animals look like they're coming out of the little window for you. And one of them is like halfway out, and it's sort of like a red glow around it. And suddenly they're starting to notice what's really going on. I've talked about Ryan's product yesterday, and we were talking about the colors and how he has all this emotion inside of him, and this is the way he expresses it, and his feelings about this. And we go through almost every person up here, sometimes downstairs when I'm needed down there, and we explain what I have learned about all of your artwork, as you've explained to me what you do and why you do it, what you do. Dave is here. I explained that he's won certain awards. What I find out is that when I engage these people like a docent, they get excited about the artwork that they have, they see, and then they start saying, well, I wasn't going to buy anything, but now I think I'm going to have one of these miniatures, or I'm going to have a print, or this sounds more exciting, or whatever it is. It's been increasing sales up here, and it's getting a lot of interest by a lot of the people coming through here of your studio, your artwork. And that's what we're all about. So when I talked with Kathy, I said, Kathy, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had some way of anybody coming in here could look at a piece of art and not just look at the shape and the color, because we all know they're always saying, oh, I like the color. But there's always a lot more to things besides the color. And we say if you get into it, it suddenly becomes more realistic, and it expresses the artist's emotion, and then it pulls that out of the other person. And suddenly it becomes very real. And the people are getting very excited. And it seems to be a very effective thing. So I said to Kathy, how do we get a docent for everybody that's here? And how do we explain everybody's artwork to anybody that's coming in? Because sometimes there's like 20, 30 people here. How do you talk to them all at the same time? You don't. and you miss too many people. So what we decided is, could we put a QR code? Does anybody have a question about what a QR code is first? Okay, QR code is this device. You've seen them all over the place. It's a square thing on computers or on cards, and it's got lots of thousands of little dots in it. And what happens is you take your cell phone. I think we've got
I
to
think
show
I
it and
got
tell
it.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 2 people that are already using this. Aha! See the CR code that's in there. Aha, we got 2 of them. And that's that little dot thing that's there. And the CR code is simple. What I can do is I can take my cell phone and take a picture of this. And it will automatically on your device take it to whatever this tells you to go to. And it's like a website, or your own website, or the website here, or wherever you want it to go to. You can assign it to whatever you want. What we're thinking of is creating a conversation, maybe 3.5, 4 minutes. The one that I did with Deborah is exactly 4 minutes and 11 seconds. And what happens is we're going to attach it to a personal code, QR code, and Greg is going to put it on his computer. So no matter where he goes here, it'll be on your door or your wall or wherever you want it to be, maybe right next to where your label is, your little card that you have. And what they'll be able to do is take a picture of this, and it'll immediately take you to a 3.5 to 4 minute presentation of what the artist is saying about their artwork. It's right there in front of them. So when they're standing there in front of your artwork, in Deborah's case, she's talking about how it's the light and the dark and how important that is to her. She has 4 minutes of that because that's critically, emotionally important to her, and her artwork expresses that. So the 4 minutes plus is there that they can listen to in their own private cell phone if they want, and most people have cell phones, and if they don't, we'll work out another means of doing it if it's necessary. And then they'll have all that insights on the person's artwork already. That's wonderful. We don't want to talk about a specific painting or a specific piece of art. We're talking about what creates it with the artist. So what we did, and thanking you very much for that. So we're endeavoring this huge undertaking. And Greg, as you see, is taking samples of everybody's artwork here, and he's going to put it on the website. So anybody, either here or someplace else, can go to the website and find that right there, and there will be the 3 to 4.5 minute conversation, which is, I think, a phenomenal thing. So this can be done not just here, because here you want them just to hear what you're saying, because the artwork is right in front of them at the thing. But you can take your CR code to any place you want, to another studio if you have it, because it will become yours. It's not the ownership of this studio or this gallery. It's yours when it's finished. And you can put it on your website, you can put it on your computer, you can have 3 or 4 different galleries that you're represented in, and you can put these in all of them, and you can put your QR code in any of those, and they will all pick up. So that's a wonderful option. So what we're doing is, how's the process happen? Well, first of all, I got Deborah came into my room, and we just got it together in the little studio that's down here in the corner. And we did it when there was conversations going on around us. I'm able to edit the whole thing and clean it up, and so you can't hear everybody else talking behind her. But when you get that, we had about 20, 25 minutes, and we had to chop it down to 4.5. And that took about 6 hours to do. But we've got a very smooth conversation with a very smooth explanation, and it's worth it. And then we do is we create a bed, a musical bed, that we put underneath it, and that professionalizes it and gives you a little bit of melody in there, and it also creates an emotion of whatever the person's talking about. And so we got that. That's about, we can have it around, I'm guessing 4 minutes, 11 seconds is about a good time. Is this something that's required by everybody? Absolutely not. What we're doing is we're saying, this is an option. And I think it could be a good option that you could use for your work and expressing it any place you want. What I'd like to do is offer you some of the things that started. If you could take one and just hand it on. At the bottom of this, it's a quick little explanation, but it also has 10 questions. And I prepared Deborah with 10 questions. And she can come back to me saying, oh, this is what I want to talk about. Or, in this case, she feels very intimidated, doesn't want to talk about anything. I think I have the skills to help bring that out of every person, what they need to be talking about. And I can ask you to talk what you need to be saying, and then chop it up to be very effective into a continual conversation that would work. And so anyway, we talked about it. Kathy's very excited about that. Greg saw it, and I was kind of reluctant at first. I just don't want to start another career.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's something that could be good. We could do maybe two, three people a week, maybe, depending on how they want to do it. The original question is part of it is I have a labor involved in this. And that's because of the microphones and all that other stuff, and the software and the time involved. And also part of what the fee will be is going back here to the gallery as well. So we're talking about that, we're discussing about that. I don't want anybody who's really eager to do this to say, well, this isn't going to work for me, but I'd like to do it. Just talk to me. I'm relatively easy to deal with and discuss and things like that. I'm going to have Greg talk to you more about that part of it. But I've got a sheet of paper that's blank, and if there's anybody who is interested in being one of the first to start doing it, just sign your name, give me a phone number, give me a time that's convenient for you. I'm usually here any time from, say, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning till maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm usually hanging around. This is where I art. This is where I do my work. And this is where I hide. This is where I talk to too many people. Anyway, so I work things out around the schedule of the kids that come in for classes and other people. So it's going to be right here. It'll make life easy. It's a good little room, and it'll be comfortable for everybody. Any questions? Yes.
I tried a QR code, and it's been a while back, and people had a hard time because they were using cell data and they weren't connected to a network, to a Wi-Fi. So when you're playing that, you're on the network.
Yes.
And I don't know if we can address that so that people in the gallery will be connected to a high speed to be able to play it.
Okay, while they're here, Greg has that all working, so we know that our immediate concern is right here in the gallery, and he's worked all those things. All he's doing is trying to link pictures with.
So our visitors that come in can hook to our network to play those? Because if they don't have a high speed, they can't play it as well.
You know, I haven't experienced that. I'll look into it.
But are you connected to the network when you're in this building?
Not necessarily.
No, I mean, everybody have 5G now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when did you do it? How many years ago?
It hasn't been that.
I mean, it's like being at the drive-thru at Culver's and holding your phone up for the menu. Boom, there it is. I've got double butter burger. I mean, everybody has it now. We're also going to have one on the front window that'll take you to the gallery website. So that's essential. Being innovative like that and staying abreast of current technology is the difference between
It really does.
success and obsolescence.
It works well. Our church does the same thing.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah, and I like
Universal.
Okay, if there are no more questions, we need to move on.
I love drawing. My
Yeah.
whole life as a child.
Hold on, just a question. Got a question, please. Hold on. Yes.
I'm about
I don't
light.
know if
I'm about
anybody else
light
agrees with,
in
but the
all
QR code we
aspects
made
of my
so
life.
it looks
I love
like an
being out on my.
interesting color or a group of colors rather than the boring black.
They make them in colors and
Okay.
shades and all kinds of things for
Right,
you.
because
Yeah.
people are used to the boring black, they see it, I mean, I see it everywhere and I don't even overlook it. But if we make it more inspiring, like coming
do
from
that.
the art gallery, it'll be
Maybe put a
really
little frame
interesting.
around it.
Yeah, something,
That would be
something
nice.
really cool.
If anybody's interested, see me afterwards, we'll sign up as you'd like, and it doesn't have to give me a specific date, but we can just know who wants to connect with each other, and we'll make it happen.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Thanks. All
Now, I'm gonna give Maddie the floor briefly because she has to scurry back downstairs to get all that delicious food ready for us. And then our good buddy Mike has shown up.
Yay,
So
Mike.
we'll give Mike the floor, and also LLL is here.
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out. This is
I'll
not my
catch you.
cup of tea.
You're right in front of the fans.
Yeah.
No.
You're watching
You
for
have
the rest
panties
of us.
on?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Just get through it, Marilyn.
I do have underwear on. Anyway, you guys, I really didn't sign up for this, but it's kind of fun to do. I mean, I really love this gallery. I'm so proud to be part of it and, you know, be friends with all of you. I made so many friends that, you know, never thought that, and I feel like sometimes I'm thinking, oh my God, maybe I'm not good enough, you know? But
That's a lie.
That's
It's okay. Yeah.
You're great, man.
I love you.
She's so remote to ours.
I just need your money.
It's true.
I love it. Tears for cash. It works.
Let's face it, I mean, grocery is very expensive. Wine is very expensive. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, the cheapest wine to the most expensive wine. Every time you turn around, you know, a bag of apple is what, $6, $7 now? So, you know, like, every time you turn around, it's costly. So basically, like Mrs. LaProw here, she actually put something together, and the more I look at it, the more I think it would be great for us, because it's always the same people that bring things, and it's always, you know, it's like that everywhere. Everybody, you know, every company, it's like that. So basically, we would like to increase the
Entry fee.
the entry fee. You know, it's like, that would be no skin off our boss here, Greg, and we would just increase a little bit, and then that would be, we need a source of funds to do you know, to pay for the wine, to pay for the food when we do, and then from what Greg was saying, we're gonna be doing a lot more, oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna be doing more receptions and stuff, right? So we need to have funds. So this is, if any of you have a better idea of how we could, you know, have a little stash somewhere, so when we do something like this, we can go to it and say, okay, I don't mind doing the grocery shopping, I don't mind shopping for the wine, I don't mind doing that.
You take
But-
away my job.
Huh?
You took away my job.
So basically, some people have a copy of this. I didn't print enough of them. But, you know, the numbers can be adjusted or whatever. There you go, boss. You need a copy of this. The numbers can be adjusted. I mean, this is, you know, it's not set in stone. Or if you have a better idea of how to, you know, put some money together so we can use every month or whatever. I mean, I'm open, but I mean, I have both my hands in the back, my back here, and, you know, it's always the same people who's doing things.
I just wanna say that a $15 entry fee and a $10 is very inexpensive.
Yeah.
And everywhere else you go, it's way more.
Well, our Spotlight, it's charging $25.
That's normal, that's average. I would
That-
say 25 is average, I see it all the way up to 45.
Yeah.
I've entered tons of stuff for years, and this is way underpriced.
Yeah.
So,
Way under-
so you
Let me
always,
just- Let me just say that we are gonna have increases. I've already increased it for, the rentals, but we haven't even had our grand opening yet.
I mean,
And our shows
Just
are maybe
pretend
2 or
you're
3
telling
times
us
bigger
what to
than
do.
our spotlights. So we do just fine.
So we need to,
Uh,
we need to increase that
And
entry
so,
fee.
so yeah, I mean, we're,
Yeah,
I'm
great.
looking at everything.
20 now. It was 20.
huh? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, whenever the Florida Women's Art Association would do a show, we always took in and did the math. The show, all the fees should cover the cost of the show, the rental, all the food, and entertainment and marketing,
Yeah.
and zero out. And that's always worked for us, and our fees go from $25 to $30 per person, and every show pays for itself.
Yeah, this is where we would like to be, you know, we wanna be, we wanna have nice tables, we want nice, you know, we don't have to have it, like for the wine walk, I mean, any wine will do. And you know me, Elsie, I mean, I'm not a sweet person when it comes to wine, but some people do like it, so you have to have something for everybody. So, you know, I think it's absolutely wonderful, you know, since the first time I set foot in this building and the way it's looking today, it's all totally amazing. And it's all because of all of us.
Yes.
You know, so,
Well, you know, there were several people that told us it couldn't be done.
That's right.
yeah, well.
I know.
And
It
I
can be
love to
done.
hear those words.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm so proud to be part of this gallery and part of, you know, of your group. Anyway, so this is what I have to, that's all I have to say. I mean, basically, I need your cash.
One final note, Maddie, once Cafe Vincent is open, it'll be a cash bar.
But that's still.
Yeah, but that, yeah.
The wine
No, but the
walks. Does it cover
Vincent,
the wine walks?
Vincent is not,
I was in
Cafe
California,
is not
was
going
you
to
guys
cover for the wine walks, it's not gonna cover,
Yes, it will.
really?
Yeah, it's gonna be a cash bar.
So people, you're not gonna be part of the wine walk?
Well, now, the wine walk, that they buy the tickets from the city, I'm talking about our show openings, that's what you were referring to.
No, I'm talking about covering the wine
The
walk.
wine walk is different, because they buy tickets from the city, and then we provide the wine and do the course.
Yeah, but we provide the wine, but just
Right.
we a certain amount, so, and that's what I'm saying, it's not fair for everybody, you know, it's always the same people.
So what I'll
doing
do,
it like this-
I'll share the budget with you on what it costs us. Because
Okay.
it's, we have to do posters, we have to do graphics, window graphics, there's a lot, and there's prize money, there's, the money we have to pay the judges, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's all,
Right,
it's
so
all,
it's
it's all here.
My concern is if I raise the prices too much on the entry fees,
Oh, you're always gonna
well,
have,
let's do it-
everybody wants to be here.
If we do it too soon, let's put it that way,
Yeah.
then it could hurt us.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, the wine walk and the art walk. You know, the art walk, I can see us bringing some dishes and stuff, you know, but again, it's always the same people. But the wine walk, it's
Well,
tough.
I think we tend to overdo it on the food, to be honest with you, just, you know, wine and some light snacks. I don't think anybody should have to worry about cooking Swedish meatballs or anything like that, just
No,
light
I
snacks.
understand that, but I mean, you put
Unless
me in
it's our own
charge of
private
that, so
party,
I'm going,
yeah.
okay, well, we're gonna try this, we're gonna try that.
Yeah.
But even just making little, like
Yeah.
the last time we did this, that I brought something, I got a little, tenderloin, pork tenderloin. Well, a little, pork tenderloin, you know, it's not cooked yet, I mean, you have to cook it, and it's about $10, let's say, and then I did some mini caprese to go with this, you know, it's all in the same dish, so how much do you think that costs?
Well, when we have a potluck, everybody chips in. But I just don't think it's necessary to make that effort for wine walks or gallery.
No, but one walk, no, but, okay.
If people want to do it, fine.
So this is what I have.
You know,
I think you're right.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying just light refreshments,
Maddie,
not so elaborate, because then people
all I
complain
wanna
about how
say,
much it costs.
if I had a choice, I would pay $10 extra to enter
Me too.
the reception
Me too.
instead of bringing something, because it's more time out of my day to do that, and it's more money.
It is. I would rather do it. I go to
We still have
I
two
don't
committees.
have enough extra.
If I could just, I'm going to say something really quick before I dash down. Maddie and I put this thing together for you all today because we want to take and show you, this is what we think of our gallery members, and this is what we want to do, and we're hoping we can do this for all of the subsequent gallery meetings, and maybe come away with what it is that we do. Yeah, I'm leaving. I need to go down and get my wine.
But another thing I wanted to say is a lot of people love to do wine tasting. Now, we're doing a run here. You know, we could introduce that to the public too. And try to find a sommelier, because we're not supposed to be selling wine. But a sommelier, which is, you know, like it could be from Total Wine, it could be from a different, that could come and do the tasting for us, but we would have to open to the public.
Tastings are on my agenda.
But you need the sommelier, you
Yes,
cannot do
we
it
will.
without one, okay.
Yes, I have it all planned, don't worry.
So, because we don't wanna get in trouble.
Yeah, I've got a,
No, when you have the Vincent Cafe open, he will have a license. He have one license.
yeah,
Wine
and we're
beer.
gonna be doing tastings. That's one of the reasons we took this location. That's always been in the plan, so don't worry about a thing, so we need to move on, guys.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Maddie, get downstairs. Make that feel good. Okay, Mike, I'm gonna give you the floor real quick.
I'll be real quick. Hi. Goodbye.
I miss you. Best of luck.
Karen and I are moving to South Carolina, so that's why we leave the gallery. And I just want to say that Greg has been such an inspiration for me in my artwork, and what he's done here is just phenomenal. And I'm sorry that I can't any longer be a part of it. I'll come visit. We'll come down in the winter time for a couple of months. And I'll come
Yeah,
visit.
come for the first Fridays.
Thank you, Mike. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Sandy, you're up. Sandy.
Sandy?
I don't have much to say.
Oh, good.
I'm part of the exhibition committee. My group takes the art shows up, we put them up, we take them down, we paint the wall. So we're always looking for people that would like to help. We do it once a month for just our gallery shows. When we have outside groups, they take care of doing their own, but we still kind of oversee what's going on. I don't really have much to say. So we are thinking, well, Greg has been talking about doing a second group of art shows a month. We haven't got the dates down. We were going to do mid-month, but now that's kind of, we put them back to the first of the month.
Well, you know, that's entirely contingent upon what the renter wants.
Okay.
Lizette Latero has, she's gonna be the month of May in our, it's called a corridor gallery, not corridor, corridor. And right now I have my students up there, but she's rented it for the month of May, and she wanted her opening to be First Friday Art Walk, so I'll give them a choice. So.
Okay, so.
Makes it easy on us.
It does make it easy. So I guess my point is, if you have any people that you know that are interested in having a solo show, maybe you want to do a collaboration with 2 or 3 artists, we do have space available for rent. It's relatively inexpensive. The contract is on the website already, so you just need to submit it to Greg.
What wall is that?
It's going to be this whole corridor. It's on both sides.
Yeah, you should look around the corner. There's a show already up.
So it will always be upstairs. They will use this area for the reception. I think this area for the reception, I'm not sure.
Yes,
Um,
food, wine, guitar player, whatever they want. We have our little break room in there with a utility sink and a small refrigerator.
okay.
Not
So-
very attractive.
Well, we're thinking about to use the kitchen area as the new showroom, as the receptionist. They all renovated.
Well, that's gonna be a long time before I'm ready to let people in there, because we still have our tools and equipment in there.
Yeah,
So-
that's not, yeah, we just.
So this room will lend itself very well to
Okay.
that.
So they'll be able to have, their receptions coincide with First Friday art walks, or we can do mid-month. It's kind of what we're looking for. We're also looking to do student, art shows, so just to keep it out there. If you know anybody, pass the information out, let Greg know about that. If you're interested in helping out on the committee with exhibitions, that would be great, just let me know. That's all I got.
Thanks, Sandy. Okay, last committee, Lisa.
Well, I'm like Sandy, I don't have a whole lot to say here, but I just wanted to say we got a good group of people coming together for the marketing committee. Tracy's already been doing a great job with the newsletter, and MK is feeling better and gonna help with social media. Greg has a big priority now, he wants that to be really focused on to get consistent Facebook, Instagram posts going on a scheduled basis. And saying that, we really need your help with liking and sharing and commenting. I'm sure everybody's probably heard of the algorithms and how they interact with social media. And we can love it and hate it and all that sort of stuff, but we do need people to interact with social media, especially the main Galerie Elan site. We're also looking for people to share photos and videos. Kelly's already been doing a lot, some other people have too. Kayla Grace, she did the presentation on Facebook here before, and she set up a couple of Google Drives for us for people to share photos and videos to upload. If you're interested in doing that, we would love to have your shares, and I'll show you or share the link with you. It's really simple to do, and the more content we have to put on social media, the better.
Can you put that on our group site?
Yes, I
Okay,
can, I
okay.
can, that's a good idea. And so we can have, and we'll work with anybody that needs help getting through the steps of it. Speaking, Kelly's been doing a great job
Yes,
taking
yeah,
photos. We need,
thanks.
photos and videos and events and openings so that people see the activity going on here and can enjoy it. Also, I'm just starting to do, it's very simple. Some of you have already participated. I take your photograph in front of your wall. I need 2 or 3 sentences about you for Greg to put up on Facebook and Instagram. Quick and easy. It takes 3 or 4 minutes max. But then each week we can put a profile of somebody out on social media. And some of you are doing much more expanded types of interviews, things for the newsletter, that kind of stuff. But we need more content all the time. Wendy, who came up with the really good idea of meeting with Joe Yarborough from the Esplanade, and I ended up inviting him here to the gallery because he had never been. And that spurned some more thoughts because he loved it, Greg was here, and so he got a tour. If you have people in your social circle that are prominent in the community, they know other people prominent in the community, and you haven't invited them in, please do. He was thrilled to come in and see the gallery, and it really made a connection by doing that. So if you have people or suggestions of people that we could invite in, it's really helped get the word out about that. Don't you think he really enjoyed it?
Oh, yeah, and he immediately sent his activities director down to see me. So we're already making plans.
And let's see, Helen Benet, who I think may be leaving us, but she was really helping with getting the word out to print media, and even in person went to the Beacon, to put in a submission there. So it's interesting to see how people will step up and do what they need to do. Becky Shiles also wants to help with social media. Gail Arden is going to be doing some profiles of non-painter artists, so if you're a non-painter artist, can hook you up with Gail to do a little interview there to get those people represented. And Wendy, I'd like to lean on you, especially because of some of the people that you know in the community, to get more people invited in for tours.
Of course.
Yes, yes. So, and like everybody else, well, I have two things to say. One, I'm going to quote Greg, and one I'm going to quote Elsie. Greg mentioned before when we had a meeting that under this big building, we're all individual little businesses. We're all small businesses here, and so we all need to market for ourselves and for the gallery. So, and if you have ideas of things that we could do together individually, please speak up. We work better together, I think. And from Elsie, I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting myself after what I just said, but we had a meeting about our kites that are at MOAS right now, and somebody put their hand up and said, oh, well, maybe we could do a fundraiser, and and Elsie very eloquently just calmly turned around and said, are you offering to be the chair of that effort? So, her point was well taken. Ideas are easy, and then sometimes it takes a lot of effort to get them done. So, you know, if you have ideas, great. We hope you'll participate with getting them done as well. So, that's all for me.
I'm Christy Truxoff, and I'm the chairperson of the membership. And currently we have around 52 artists in the gallery, give or take. And we currently have about 44 who actually are participants for working shifts. And we, Mary and I sat together for about 3 hours and went over trying to get some data so we could have something to grasp. There's about 100 shifts a month, so 44 working artists and over 100 shifts a month. So we run short. We are on the short side. So any extra help would be helpful. We have a few ideas about your schedule that would allow. For instance, Dick and I are almost always together. I know almost always Mary and Jim come together. So when you
get away from
I know. I hear you. So when you're looking at the schedule, if you see my name or Mary's name, and I think Raphael, you and your darling wife, you usually come together too. Not that she works, but she's here, and you're not alone, and she would participate. I know, I've seen her. Yeah. So, but just take advantage of, help us out by not doubling up when you know that, for instance, that we're going to be here like that. So that's one idea. Perhaps snowbirds. We talked about this. That a snowbird artist could add an extra spot to their calendar, knowing that they're not going to be here when they go back to their home, and that would be helpful. Keep communicating with me. I want to know about your inabilities to work and your abilities to work. So I need to know when you have an issue. It's not a problem, just talk to me and let me know if you've got an issue. And we always work it out. We always work it out. And if I haven't acknowledged you when you speak to me, talk to me again, because that happens. I'm very busy. I'm not just focusing on you. I have another life and a couple other organizations that I'm involved in. So I need you to help me. If I haven't spoken back to you, come speak to me again through text, telephone, or email.
Would you prefer that we not answer a request on Facebook? You had a request out for the scheduling. I'm new.
Right.
But I sent you, or I answered on there, I can help Tuesday, because you didn't have anybody for Tuesday. Now, should I assume that I'll be here Tuesday?
No.
Or should I assume you'll let me know?
No,
yes or no?
you can assume, that's my chin. You can assume that if I didn't make a mark on that I didn't see it because I'm not constantly going on Facebook and
Yeah,
looking.
we'll give you the information. You have to text her or email.
Right. But that's a really good question. So if I don't, again, if I don't respond to whatever it is you've sent me, whatever it is, email, phone message, leave me a message. If I don't respond back to you, you get me again because it's important. Thank you. I like that. Make sure that you join the Facebook group page. You've got to have that. That's what you're talking about. It's that group page. It's our main portion of communication. Make sure you have access to the Galerie Elan Google Calendar. If you don't, I need to know that too.
Today.
Today, yeah. Mary is my other partner, and she will do training. And so when we have new artists come in, that's who I'm going to hook you up with, Mary, so that LLL can see you. She wants to see your face. And
Now we have a Lisa and a Linda.
yes. Remember that the website has all the forms and contracts, and you can new artist packet that you can be refreshed of what your duties are and that sort of thing, and your committee choices. I do want to make sure I've got an updated membership roster from you before I leave today. And another thing that I'm taking care of are the name tags. And if you want one of these, I need to know that today. So when look at y'all raise your hands. So when we go downstairs, I'll have this is my notebook. That little desk that we always use, I'll be right there. And then, so let's get your email. That's what I need to have is your email so that I can send you a link. And if you have trouble, we'll try and figure that out. So I think that's it.
I want to say something.
Yes.
And I when Christy was saying that we have 44 participating artists and 100 shifts to fill. So we have 88 that people are committed to. Not everybody actually does them. A lot of people, they have limited days that they can do their tricky schedules, and they wait to the last minute. And so people who have a tricky schedule, do 3 months in advance. Don't wait to the last minute when there's nothing available that you can make. The other thing that I want to say is that, and this is not a requirement, but it's something to consider. It's what I do. My booth is rather big. It could be rented out to 3 different people. 1 person on the back and 2 on the sides. And that would give us 6 shifts covered instead of just 2, which is what what you sign up for when you sign your contract. So I, off the bat, do 4, and then if there's other ones that Christy goes, help, I'll try and sign up for those as well. So if you have a bigger booth, you're not required to, but Jesus, help us, We don't, we get to the last minute and it's hard. There's stuff that, like it shouldn't be us waiting for the last minute. We all signed up for this. This was a contract. We signed it. Just show up, and help us out.
Grace?
I have to say, I have a large booth, but since we moved over here, I come 5 times in a month.
I know.
5 times I'm here.
Yeah.
Not because imposed, but because I want
Right.
to be here.
That's it.
I know.
And now, if we only help two half days, then why you don't increase to another day? Then will be each artist 2 days,
Right.
which will be 4 times.
Yeah.
And then you will solve your problem.
Well, the other thing that we can all do is recruit. Get other artists in here because, yes, we need their bodies to fill because when we're saying 88 shifts to 100 shifts to fill them, right? That's only with 2 people here at all times.
Right, yeah, and that's not the way that we really want it. We really want
3.
Yeah.
And that, when we added that up, we weren't including Friday and Saturday nights open till 9.
Not a special event.
Yeah.
And me too. My 5 times doesn't count the Fridays or the
Right.
Saturdays opening receptions or
Right.
artworks or whatever we have over here.
Exactly.
I come extra.
Yes. Elsie,
Christy, in fairness to all the artists that do work,
yes.
how many artists do not work?
A handful.
Yeah.
This month, there was 8 on my list that, didn't, but, I've heard from some of them.
Yeah.
And there's health issues. There's certain
Well,
issues.
I know there's health
Yeah.
issues. I have a health issue. My
Yes.
husband worked 4 days in May, so he could take off April to be with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, people need to respect what they committed to.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
And then again, there's that wiggle space, that just right thing that Greg is trying to do right now as we are trying to get started and get rolling, that he doesn't want to make it to where he's got a hammer on somebody. Greg is an extreme advocate for every artist, no matter who you are. And so he's gonna err on the side of being too generous, is what's gonna end up happening. So it's really up to all of us to do like Mary said, like Grace is saying, like Elsie is saying. Do your part. If you can do more, do it. Figure out where you can make that work.
And one of the places that I've noticed lately that we're really lacking support is when we have the art walks, or the special events that are happening on Beach Street. The last 2 that I worked, there were exactly 3 people trying to cover this entire building
Yeah.
on the inside.
That's not even safe.
And it's scary because you can't even, when there's 50 people in here on the first floor, you can't even think about going upstairs to cover and look at other people's art or even try to sell other people's art. It's impossible to do this without everybody stepping up to the plate and saying, well, okay, I'm not scheduled to work, but I need to come in for the art walks. I need to come in for that reception. I need to come in for that special event that's happening on Beach Street because this place is going to be crazy busy. I can't sell your art alone. I can barely even sell my own art. So if I have somebody in my booth and people are looking at your booth, guess who's going to get the attention? Seriously, it's got to be, you've got to reciprocate. We can't do it by ourselves. And you're burning out the 5 or 6 people that show up all the time.
Again, and that's where what Maddie's statement comes back to roost, is that there's a handful that have been doing a lot of it. Yes,
So folks,
Mary.
you know, every month we have an art walk, every month. So please plan in advance and try to participate in our community events.
Right, I know.
It's hard on us.
Wasn't last time, wasn't there like around 400 people here for art walk? It seemed like the wine tickets.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
mean,
wine walk.
so-
Oh, yeah, we
wine
have
walk,
almost
almost
wine
500.
tickets, but not everybody's drinking, so it's a lot more people than that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you really do need people.
Right, I just want to add to this, is actually it's good for artists being here as well, because they can talk to you about what's your artwork, and then they more intentional to buy. And of course, we try to get people drunk too, so.
Well, yeah.
So, but the point is, the more people come here, the better, and then you can explain to you your artwork better, right? It's just like you said, the Sandy said, depending on how many people, we only can talk to 1 or 2 at a time, right? And then we cannot get attention to other people. But last time we did get some drunk people to buy artwork. Promote yourself and
Well, bottom line, people, is that we're trying to make this a destination for arts and cultural literacy. All they've cared about in years past are the beach, racing, and sleeves. The thinking is different now.
It
The
is.
thinking is different with the city.
It is.
Brown and Brown's decided
That's
this
true.
area,
That's
we're
true.
spending $80
Racing
million
and sleeves.
on their esplanade
That's
and
it.
building a $1 billion building up there for their world headquarters. So they're the biggest arts advocates I know. That is a precious gift to us.
Yeah.
Try to be present in our community events. If we generate 10,000 people on the street, and we have several times, we need to have some people in
Well,
this
here's the
gallery.
thing. This is going to ramp up. If you haven't started to get that feeling after what's been discussed here today, things are going to start ramping up. And there's going to be more and more people down here. So we're going to need all
we
hands
haven't
on
even
deck.
been busy yet.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Tom?
I just wanted to mention, with my presence here, I'm usually here till 8, 9 o'clock at night. So there's nobody around in the
Downstairs.
gallery. However, I've been here many times where people are knocking on the window to get into the gallery in the evening, or Sundays, they're having tables out here next door. They've got entertainment going to the restaurant next door. I'm pleased that Greg said at the meeting that our plan is to extend the hours and to extend the days. Sunday would be an excellent day here. I mean, there's a lot of people eating here and writing our.
And that actually might fit with some artists' schedules better than anything, because I know a lot of artists do other jobs. So just a second, Elsie.
Well, I know it's a sensitive issue with snowbirds, but how many snowbirds do we have? Because that means 6 months.
Right.
We're
I don't
losing.
know.
Okay, so then I think that's a consideration where we all have to think about, okay, that's another drop in how many people are
Right,
available.
right.
So it's like, I'm willing to take on another half a day, but I can't take on necessarily a whole day, but with snowbirds, that's 6 months.
Yeah,
Right.
but the
So-
snowbirds, the snowbirds that I know that work here, they double up during the
they
6
do.
months that they're here.
And we've had the business 4 years, so it's nothing new.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, right.
Okay, quickly, my suggestion, it might be already up on the front door by appointment and put a phone number. So if the gallery's closed, they can make an appointment to come.
That's all forthcoming with the QR codes and the graphic language that'll be on there, yeah. But my goal is to be open 7 days a week. We tried it for a while, but guess who was here
Right.
all the time?
It's too hot.
You know, I have no life, I get it. That's my
Yeah,
life.
that's-
It's not
that's
very
right.
fair. I've never signed up for the events, but I'm always here for the events, and I'm always come for my 2 shifts, and I bring
Yeah.
my husband all the time, as long as he's not.
Yeah, you guys are our cash cows.
So,
You do well.
I've never signed up for an event, but
You
like
don't
you were
have to do that.
saying,
Just show up.
there's no reason to prove I'm coming, I try to come as much as
No,
I can.
right. Sometimes when it's a big thing, we'll be on the Facebook page, the group page, we'll say such and such is happening, and we want demonstrators, we want bartenders.
Right,
So
that's
we
right.
might say, we want you to do a specific job. So, it's awesome that you're just showing up, and if you just talk to whomever's around to find a specific job, so you're not just wandering around, because there are specific jobs too.
Right, that's true. When I come here, lots of times, I get here and I have people that wanna like see my work.
Right.
That's number one priority, is to sell your work, guys.
Right,
So-
I'm really like focused on not only
Yeah.
selling mine, but, at St. Patrick's Day, when my sales did seem to slow down finally at the end of the night, not that I wish they had, but I walked around to so many people's booths when people were there. I tried to help people with like the
Yeah,
octopus.
that's exactly what, that's
glass.
what we
I
want.
walked all
Yeah,
around.
well then you're doing
I
it just great.
brought people up here that
Yeah.
want to see, see the
Yeah.
room, see Greg.
Yeah.
Tom got involved.
That's
with
awesome.
that. Okay.
You got it.
No, I never signed up for those
Right,
events.
you can,
Well,
but like I
was-
said, as I just described, but it's okay, I get you,
Okay.
Right, got it.
Another thing is it's supposed to be in the contract, $50 charge to the artists that don't do their time.
Well,
That
it's
has-
also in there that I'm the final arbiter on all points, and I've been too easy on people. But we haven't even had our grand opening yet. Once we have that, the target number is about 75 artists, which will resolve a lot of the issues. There are a lot of things going on. When the cafe gets open, we'll have someone working that'll have extended hours, so I have a plan.
So my question is when is the grand opening? Do you have an idea of when you think that's gonna be?
Reckless to pinpoint it, but we always wanted to have it in conjunction with the Esplanade. And they realized how reckless it is to pinpoint it too, because of the supply chain issues and the labor pool shortage. It's taken them a year just to get some very minimal things done, but now it's in overdrive. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's beautiful. They've got a lot of trees in and plants are in. So they're thinking July. Some of the plants won't be mature enough, like the roses and all that. Now the rose garden on this side, botanical gardens on this side, right in front of us. September should be peak. It should be just peak.
Medium?
So somewhere in there we'll have a grand opening. I don't like the idea of having a grand opening in the middle of the summer. I want the snowbirds here for that. So
That's what I'm asking.
While you're working with the Esplanade, would it be,
Not medium, like medium.
I would just say,
And
maybe
MID
all you have to do is
things.
ask, maybe we could find some artists doing some clean hair.
Yes, that
Did you
has
bring
been
that
discussed.
opening?
I did bring that up, and that's what they want.
Good.
You know, if you spend $80 million on something to promote cultural literacy, you want some artists. We are the only gallery that they're interested in to participate. So we're partnering with them because we have the eclectic diversity. We have a lot of class here, and we represent the kind of quality they're interested in. You know, so good things are happening, folks. All right, now very briefly, I'm gonna wrap it up with some new business. Next First Friday Art Walk is the opening for The Love of Dogs next Friday, 5 to 9 p.m. It also happens to be the weekend of the Daytona Beach Arts Fest. And like last year, Chef Tom Papa will be catering our art walk in this gallery. No one needs to bring any food. Now, if I give you a pop quiz, can you tell me what I just said?
No food. No food for the art walk.
Chef Tom Papa is catering it. It's being paid for by the city and the Daytona Beach Arts Fest committee. They're a 501c3. We just have to bring our wine. But we'll have a gourmet food down there. But the idea is that we are going to host the artists. That's the artist party too, who participate in the festival. We're going to be packed with people. They generate 12 to 15,000 people over the weekend in this festival. We will be open the entire time, including Easter Sunday. If I'm the only one here, we're going to be open.
8th and the 9th,
The next-
Saturday and the Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
We need people here.
Okay.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because that's the art walk on Friday, and then the art festival is Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be open the same hours as the art festival. I don't have those times right now, but it's on the poster downstairs. So be proactive, people. Seize control of your career. Be here when we have these gifts called human beings coming in our front door. That's the only way we can make sales. You have 3 seconds to impress somebody. So if they're looking around, just compliment them on their good taste when you see them looking at something, and then say to them, "But now, do you want to see the best artist in the gallery? Come with me." Be shameless. Self-promote. Make them laugh. Make them drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll provide the bartenders. We're going to serve wine and water. That's it. And then and obviously in any event we need sales people, we need greeters, we need security, and we need demonstrators. Not just demonstrating how you can drink, but demonstrating. Because again, it's all about cultural literacy. It's not just about retail sales. It's about educating people. You give them that frame of reference where they understand what they're looking at, then you've built a new clientele. Okay? All right, next wine walk is Saturday, April 29th. The wine walks are on Saturdays, and it's from 1 to 5 p.m. Need the same crew to help out. The May show downstairs is called Ah Natural, celebrating the human form in art. That's the May show, opening on Friday Art Walk. The upstairs show in our corridor gallery here is Lizette Otero, and she's a photographer, and she has a nice little theme. She's doing her own posters and things like that. So I think we've already had all the questions and comments, so I'm just going to close with the reminder to promote yourself on social media. If you want to be posted and shared on our public page on Galerie Elan, tag me. Otherwise, I'm not going to know you've done anything on there. If I see my name, it automatically pops up. So say your work is available at Galerie Elan, type it, and if it highlights in blue, I'm going to get it. Okay? So, and then when you see something that's posted by us, simply like it. Even if you don't share it, just like it. Don't look at it and move on.
Well, like it and
because
then
I
put
see
in the
how many
comments.
people look at it and move on and don't like or share, and I know who it is too.
And if you just go in the comments, just put an emoji in there. You don't have to. You don't have to
I
write anything
just
eloquent.
like it, share it.
Yeah.
Because here's the point. The liking contributes to the success of the outreach. It's all about algorithms. You know, do you want your fellow artists to promote you? You do?
Yeah.
Okay, well then try liking and sharing sometime. A lot of you do though. It's only a test. So work the crowds, get to know the people, be proactive, self-promotion, take control of your business, and don't promote other galleries on Galerie Elan Group or Friends of Galerie Elan. They're not promoting us. And God knows I work 7 days a week for this place. I don't want to see anybody. I'm not promoting anybody. You know, I'll put their poster in my window. So, okay, now, check group as often as you can. That's our news. Please be aware of what's going on here. Don't be the kind of person that doesn't have a clue. Participate. Take advantage of it. Now, last little thing I'm going to share with you. I'll just say it. I'm not going to waste your time with that. When you have something that you feel is marketable on Facebook, try boosting it. Now, I've done two separate posts with the dog post with my little dog listening, but I chose to do that. And one of them I boosted. Do you know we have almost 10,000 likes? 10,000.
Wow.
Do you know we have? Let's see. What's that? They like not. It's called engagements, not likes. We have 800 likes. Let's put it that way. But we have the engagements, and then you have people that will click on it a second time when they see it, and then they go back later, and that doubles everything. It was a phenomenal post just because I boosted it and just launched it once and then launched it a second time with a boost. So try that with your own work.
And how much does the boost cost?
Well, you can choose to spend $3. You can choose to spend $20. I spent $20 for 10 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
The best thing I ever did.
It's like $5 a day to do a boost. So
It's not expensive.
It's not expensive, and it does bring.
But if you have your targets selected correctly, you're going to reach. You won't believe how many people you're going to reach. So now we have so many more likes for this gallery, and people are aware of us who weren't before, just because of a simple little boost.
When
So
you
it's
say
amazing.
little boost, how do you boost?
Well, that's not a question for me. This is a question for our education. Social Media 101, that's what that was all about, and we'll be doing that again.
Okay.
When we have a little workshop up here, and let Kayla teach you about it. She'll have her supports on the screen. So,
Quick question. Can we have something to draw attention to the QR code by the front desk? So like people come in and go, what's that? A lot of people don't know what a QR code is. I think this QR code thing is gonna be really big. So I just
I do
wanted to
too.
mention that.
yeah, don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think that we could put a little bit of signs in 2 locations saying, try this.
Yeah.
And
But you know, Babs, we also have people that come by and they complain that you look like you're closed, and yet we've got our open sign right there, right by their knees, and another open banner, OPEN.
They're
If people
drunk.
can read and they're cognizant of things, there's not going to be any question. But if we have to show someone who's not technically inclined how to access it, because I had to learn how to use a QR code. I didn't know, it wasn't working for me. You don't actually take a picture of it. You just hold your phone up to it and tap
it reads it.
That's how you do it, and it
Mhm.
reads it.
Right.
And you immediately go to that website.
Right.
So I am so excited because this is an opportunity to direct every person that comes by to either your MP3 interview with yourself. I mean, instantly they're looking at something and they tap on that and it tells you the story.
Can I have one more minute? I happened to have a couple come in, there was nobody in the gallery the other day, and they disappeared, they were looking at everything, and all of a sudden I told them to go up the Loretti on staircase, and they did, and I hadn't heard from them for like 20 minutes, I thought maybe I should check on them, you know, I wasn't worried.
Yeah, and Tom had him in a headlock up here.
Had him in a headlock. I sat down for 15 minutes listening to his complete knowledge of what Dave does and what all the, and with the student art, I was blown, I'm a teacher. This guy is brilliant. And you should hear his spiel.
Well,
This is very
the idea is for all of us to be
He's
literate.
promoting all of us.
That's the
All
whole
of
of
us to be
it,
literate
yes.
on everyone's work in here.
You should
need
be.
to- when you catch
Know
someone looking
everybody.
at it, you need to be able to say something about that work to encourage that sale. And you hope that they will do it for you.
We need to hit.
Okay, so that's why we have to have
QR
meetings,
codes. Yeah.
so you get to know these faces. We still have people that, some of you people, you don't know each other. Get to know each other. Talk about your work, and the QR code thing will help. Yes.
Just a great way to sell, and rather than saying like for the art fairs, I